Commander, hi! You look refreshed and so lucid.
I hear you've been busy. Certainly looks that way.
And for good reason. Finn, please show the Commander our latest masterpiece. Just like we practiced. Introducing... the Recollector!
Ta-da!
I'm not sure I follow.
That demon took a liking to you. After further analysis, it's clear why. It preys on unresolved stress, vulnerability.
Not that anyone is doubting your strength, but you've been known to carry the weight of the world. And that's tough for anyone, even if they are you.
Luckily, we can use that to our advantage. If you gather your emotions with the Recollector, we can use them as a lure.
Right. When our demon senses potent emotions, it'll try to latch on. Once enticed, we can lure it from the ley line. Like tasty emotional breadcrumbs.
So your plan is to turn me into bait? Well, how do I collect these emotional breadcrumbs?
You'll have to do some exploration, physically and emotionally. Places important to you should give strong responses. I know it's a lot, but we'll be there to help. And it'll be great prep for protecting your mind against further attacks.
You'll have to forgive my lack of enthusiasm for all this. But I'll do what needs to be done.
Hey, Commander. So, Kaineng, huh? At least it's convenient.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to pry. I just... Hey, at any point, if you get worked up, I'm here. Dealing with this stuff is hard. Most people won't even try. For what it's worth, I think it's pretty damn brave to do this. And yeah, I'll be here. That's all.
Thank you, yeah. Suppose I should get started.
You said that. I can't change who I was, but I won't give up on who I want to be.
And who, pray tell, is that?
I don't know. Someone... better.
Hey, how are you feeling?
My train was selfish. Killed innocent people without a second thought. And... I owe my life to her.
I didn't know her well. Our first real introduction was... terrible. But I did get the impression she felt lost. Finding your place can be tough. She probably thought the Aether Blades were where she belonged. But then she hit a point where she realized what she was doing didn't align with the person she wanted to be. And she started thinking less about being accepted by pirates and more about being acceptable to herself.
Doesn't excuse her actions. Not one bit.
Gods, no. She murdered people. Maybe just acknowledge that she tried to do something right at the end. Not everybody does.
Just reading through some of Blish's old papers. His professors always kept copies of his work as examples for future students.
Wow. He must have been at the top of his classes.
Academic competition was fierce, especially in cybernetic systems too. The results of that course are highly contested. Whatever you do, don't bring it up to Tiny. It's a lingering sore spot for her.
Noted. Mind if I have a look?
Not at all. Blish would have been thrilled people still read his work. I'd recommend his consciousness transferals papers. Though his newest work was some of his most riveting. He was prepping it for publication, but he ran out of time.
Horror. I couldn't see, hear, speak, move. No sense of space or time. Only nothingness. I would prefer not to experience that again. Seeing her again. I'm supposed to be dead. Science gave me a second chance. I will make it count. Take care, Rourke. Tell him his big brother is sorry. And Tiny too. And stop keeping secrets from each other. All of you. Come back for me when the storm passes. We've come too far to give in now.
Gorek, I shouldn't have dragged you here.
Commander, I knew from the moment you told me what this was going to be about. I wanted to be here with you.
When I was with him, I had no idea he was planning. I'm sorry.
Would have been so proud of what we accomplished, and that you still remember him.
Gorek.
It took me a while to accept that his sacrifice was necessary. And it was his choice. We have to honor that. It's okay.
Commander, hey, arid enough for you up here? I'm not good at this, but I wanted to be here with you and, pay my respects.
I barely knew him. And he was gone.
He did a lot of good in the time he had.
Fast as the wind.
That's for sure.
Trapped in this legacy. I yearn for freedom, but I cannot turn away from these responsibilities. To do so would doom the mortal races to certain destruction, and perhaps myself as well. But then again, there is a kind of freedom in death, is there not?
You okay?
I didn't know him long, but he sacrificed his life to save mine. To save Aureen's.
Vlast was expected to give himself for the world, no questions asked. He knew from the start exactly how his life had to be. He'd either live to fulfill Glenn's legacy, or die to save it in the process. Either way, he knew how it would end.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Well, if anyone knew Vlast, it was Aurene. Maybe he figured if his legacy was already set, he'd only go along with it knowing she'd be okay. And by saving you, he knew he'd be saving her. So he did fulfill his legacy. Glenn's legacy. But on his own terms. There is a kind of freedom in that.
I think I'm ready now. Should probably get back to the mine.
You're back! Thank the alchemy! You're okay. You still have the recollector, right? It didn't explode, or...
I'm fine. The Recollector's fine. Though I should probably test out its other functions.
Oh, yeah, right, of course. But don't think you're walking into that gunk unprotected. Say hello to an old friend. An old friend who can withstand the elements.
You're letting me borrow Scruffy? Won't that be a bit tight?
It's the least I could do. Why don't you take him out for a spin? Ooh, spacious, isn't he?
I haven't felt this cramped since emerging from my pod.
Perfect! Let's get some practice in. What's the situation? Any potential test subjects lurking around?
There's a bunch near some jade pools.
Beautiful. Obliterate them! Or, test out the non-lethal features. They're important too, but so much less fun. So, enjoying yourself?
I'll admit, it's cathartic.
That's the idea. Sounds like everything's working as it should.
Yes, but the effects seem to be wearing off pretty fast. I'm concerned it won't buy us much time.
What? Oh, those greedy emotion grubbers. And these are just the wimpy ones. I'll bring it back. Everyone's here now, so we can troubleshoot. I don't believe this. At this point, we don't have the resources to compete with their appetites.
I'm not crazy, am I?
By the time we lure the big guy to the surface, all those little ones will be tailing us. Especially when they get away from the commander. No offense.
What if we block the path as we go? Could Finn knock out some more walls? Bury them in debris?
Only where there's structural weakness. Those walls are solid. Even if we had something with more pizzazz, I'm not sure how safe it'd be.
Before you go blowing up the place, take a look through my storage crates. I brought a few extra supplies with me from headquarters. Sure there's something useful in there.
I'm fast as the wind.
Come on. Scruffy needs a new set of shocks.
Ooh, stylish. Though the print might be a bit loud for you, Chelmu.
And that cut leaves nothing to the imagination.
Shut up. What part of don't blow up the place did you not understand? You'll trigger a full-scale cave-in.
He's right. We'll still want access to the ley line once the demon is dealt with.
And my crew is still in here. Look, if you think the explosives will be useful, take them. But be smart about it.
Dare to explain? why the Brotherhood has an ancient Kurzik rune in its possession?
It was acquired from the speakers. Apparently, Tetra found it useful. And it's in our best interest to keep useful things away from Tetra.
That's it!
Of course.
The haze is too much!
I mean,
Run for it!
why return it to its rightful owners when we can shove it in a damn crate?
Get off your soapbox. You may borrow it.
Park Chol-mu, a true philanthropist.
Considering that it's now Brotherhood property, I believe I'm being quite generous.
And I believe that you believe that.
Well, we have a seal. That's a start.
Is anyone here versed in ancient Kurzik ritual magic? Anyone?
Think I know someone who can help. She practically lives at the library in Arborstone. Really loses her mind over this sort of stuff. If we head to Echo Vault now, we can probably catch her.
Look who it is. I was starting to think you forgot about me.
Sorry I've been such a stranger. Promise I'll drop by more. I have a lot more time these days. Well, except today. Long story short, do you know anything about ward spells? Say, I don't know, performing a sealing ritual?
A new hobby to impress the ancestors? Ah, okay, let me think. You said sealing rituals? I don't have the incantations memorized by heart or anything, but during my youth, I may have spent an embarrassing amount of time sulking around the library's occult section.
I can see it.
If I were you, I'd start with the Kestrel Archives. They have a whole collection on ritual magic. Bet there's something useful.
Been a while since I checked anything out of the library. Don't tell Valeria. I'd never hear the end of it. Guess retirement's as good a time as any to do some reading. But one book at a time. Let's see what they got. Ludwig's Anthology of Ward Spells. A beginner's guide to casting, disabling, and basic incantation. Sounds promising.
Think there's anything on sealing incantations?
Probably, but we'll still need some guidance. Time to pester Valeria again.
Oh, welcome back, bookworms. Oh, is that Ludwig's Anthology? That's a classic. Try anything out yet?
Well, we have no idea what we're doing.
Don't beat yourself up. This takes years to master.
Time is a luxury we don't have.
You won't become experts overnight, but with a simple spell and a competent teacher, you might pull it off.
How free is the rest of your day looking?
I'm flattered, but this is above my skill level. You'd be better off asking the steward at the Historical Society. She managed to disable wards on some Zu Heltzer relics. Not sure if she can cast or not, but she's a great resource.
Hello. What brings you to me today? I am a steward of truth and research for the preservation of Kurzik history.
We're new to casting, sealing wards, but it's, not going great.
How did you come into possession of an ancient sealing ward? They're highly uncommon.
It was, passed down to me by my uncle. A real jerk of an uncle. By marriage, no relation. But I want to learn how to use it, and Valeria said you're the person to talk to.
Oh, she's very kind. Though, I mainly practice in disabling wards. But some basic sealing work shouldn't be a problem. Now, you'll want to speak clearly, with intent. Visualize your desired outcome.
Easy enough. I seal this pass before me. 2 worlds, once whole, divide, and...
delivery is a bit stiff. Say it as if the voices of all your ancestors who mastered this art now speak through you.
I'll try to do that. Okay. Clearly with intent. Whew. Visualize. I seal this pass before me. Two worlds, once whole, divide. Withstand all wandering evils, and guard what lies inside.
Good, good. Now, you'll need to assist your friend. To bring the ritual to completion, you must arrange each conjured orb in the shape of the rune you're casting. That's it! Oh, you did splendidly. And to think, you've only just started out.
It actually worked. We're not a bad team, Commander. Well, I think we're ready to go take this one out for a spin. Thanks for your help.
My pleasure. Blood relatives or not, I'm sure your uncle would be terribly proud of you.
Don't know about that. Though he was actually helpful, for once. In an unintentional sort of way.